So, how brave and how curious are you going to be for 2026? I want to know. Yes, I want to know. I want to know because it's going to encourage me and it's going to encourage the people in the comments. I just want to tell you for me, I definitely would be a little more braver and a little more curious, or maybe a lot more curious about how my desires will continue to unfold. I recently was part of a book club regarding Lady Balls. If you don't know, Mina Irfan. She is a mentor and a coach on YouTube, and she has a book club, which I'm about. And this month was her book. And one of the participants talked about one of her quotes that is really famous about being in a complaint counter or the desire counter when it comes to partnerships and relationships, especially in relationships, because she deals a lot with relationships and divine feminine and divine masculine. But for me, it's settled in differently. It's settled in differently because I was not at either counter. For one, I do my best not to complain about anything, and that's probably just my upbringing to say that there's no need to complain. I'm alive. Be grateful, all those good things, but not forced in a way that I'm gonna say is negative, but forced in a way to say you don't have nothing to complain about. The comparison was with people who, are homeless or drug addict or didn't have food in different countries because in my generation, Generation X, we had those commercials that was totally bombarded with us of poverty and things of that nature. And so the best way that you can help manipulate your child's behavior is to remind them of how wonderful they are in the environment they're in. Back to the desire counter and the complaint counter. So, spirit, my intuition told me to get away from the layaway counter. Now, many of you, if you're young, you don't even know what layaway is. Or you may, I don't know. But layaway in my day was where you went around and you shopped for all your desires, the things that you could have, that you wanted, not could have, the things that you wanted, and but you didn't have enough money for it. And so you put a portion down and you went and made payments on it, but you had to go work so you can make payments on it so then you can get your desires. So we had delayed gratification. That is definitely what the layaway counter and in my generation really honed into that delayed gratification. It's not instant the way it is now. We had to wait to a certain time to watch our favorite shows. We had to wait to even television to come on because at certain points that you just got snow, nothing was on. And so my generation, I know how to wait. I may not always be patient in the waiting, but I have had the opportunity to just say, okay, when it comes, it comes. Divine timing. It didn't matter. And so my intuition again said, get out of the way, get out of the layaway. And so I'm like, interesting. And then I can visually see myself kind of like shopping with a shopping cart and just putting everything in it that I wanted, all my desires, the desires of my heart, the burning desires, and just going to the desire counter and then walking away from them, just walking away with everything I needed. All the desires was like, okay. It was like the person behind the counter, spirit behind the counter, angel behind the counter, whatever that is for you, saying, okay, I see what you got. Go ahead. You're good. I'm like, go ahead. I'm good. I can go ahead and take all these desires to myself. No, that was a wonderful feeling. That was definitely a wonderful feeling. And I did all that even before the first day of my mirror work, which I just completed. So I decided to talk about that revelation and inspiration that Spirit gave me to own that anything that I want at the desire counter, I can have because God gives me the desires of my heart. So, with that being said, in this short video for today, I wanted to just pull maybe three affirmation cards and go ahead and see what God has to say and see if I can have any additional information of how it will affect me or implement or change or give me a reset or a reframe, all those good things. So I'm gonna go ahead and shuffle and see what we get. I hope you guys are doing well and you have a wonderful holiday, whether it's a Friendsgiving or Thanksgiving, or if you don't celebrate because you support our indigenous people like I do. My mother taught me we don't celebrate Thanksgiving because we don't celebrate the slaughter of the Native Americans. And the indigenous people we don't because I have a bloodline of that. And so we've always just changed it to Family Day. But no shame for anybody. We name it, we claim it, whatever we want to say. So the first affirmation is, of course, I teach to learn and I learn to teach. I teach to learn and I learn to teach. Yeah. I teach to learn. I teach to learn the things that I want to definitely maintain in memory of and embody. And for example, the layaway counter to the desire counter, I will always remember that. I have embodied that and received that for years to come, for a lifetime. Let's see what card number two says. Put it in the comments if you teach to learn and learn to teach. The second one is I have awareness to see things as they are. I have awareness to see things as they are. Hmm. When I think about that card in this moment, seeing things as they are, the truest truth that I can see is the shift in my vibration. And so this what I see is an internal knowing seeing versus what I see in the 3D. I have the awareness to see things as they are, the awareness to see beyond what I thought I saw, to see actually the truth of what is. That's what I get from that card in this moment. Last but not least, the third card is I remove a burden by changing my story. Now that's just perfect. I remove a burden, the burden of being at the layaway counter. By changing my story, I'm at the desire counter. It just came full circle. That's intuition. That's divine timing. That's God speaking in this moment to me and confirming that. And I'm teaching it to you so you can have that. It's so simple, but yet so complex and so surreal all at the same time that we forget and we have to remember. And then when we learn with something, we have to unlearn it because our truth is always evolving. Our truth is always evolving because we can only be in our truth as much as our container keeps us in. And once we see things with new eyes, I have awareness to see things as they are, then life changes. Life changes and for the better. Because all change is for the good, because all change is evolution. We will never know the end of this journey, but we can just only understand from perspective of a recall through our memory. But in the beginning was the end, and the end is the beginning because it's all wrapped into one. I love you guys so much. It's Coach Hunt. I have your greatest interest at heart. It's a quick video. If you want to be with me and continue to walk with me in my journey of intuition as you walk into your journey of intuition through this crown era, I invite you to subscribe, like, share, all the good things. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.